Oh, I'm Judy Brady from IEEE, by the way. The theme is very interesting, and I'm pleased that my topic fits. Innovation, by its very nature, requires failure. And so I think that what I'm going to talk to you about is going to fit within that theme. But I want to add that innovation can be achieved using elements that we already have. It doesn't have to be a completely new, fresh idea, but looking at something through fresh eyes can also be very innovative. And that's what I hope to leave you with. So you may know IEEE. We are not a publishing company. We're a not-for-profit professional society. And we do a lot of things. One of the key things we do is to publish the output of the members of IEEE and researchers around the world in IEEE Explore, and many of you here have access to our collection. Our mission, though, all of the things we do are for really this one purpose, and that's to foster technological innovation and excellence for the benefit of humanity. And that's not all that different from what libraries do. We are partners in achieving this mission. So, when you think of electrical engineering, many of you may think of that as a narrow field of study. We primarily focus on electrical engineering and computer science, but now technology has become so interdisciplinary, it's spinning off new things all the time. And even in your role in the library, you're very technically savvy now. So, we track the importance and the success of achieving our mission in a lot of ways. One of the key ways is through the old journal citation report put out by Thomson. You all know what that is and track it. I won't share that. We're the most highly cited there. But a newer way that we've been doing for maybe the last 10 or 15 years is to look at the references to IEEE content within high technology patents. And we have found that our content is very highly cited in the development of patents, and we track that and we publish it all the time because we're so proud of it, for one thing, but also because it shows to our board of directors that our information is not just for theory, it's for practice, and that it really does drive innovation. But I want to share with you a little bit about the library's role, or potentially the library's role in that area. First of all, this is information that was recently published by the World Economic Forum, and it's about a way of tracking growth and development. And Ireland comes up very nicely on here. It's a little small, but you can see it listed as number 12 of 30 in this ranking. And I'm sure you know there's many, many ways of looking at and measuring economic development. I'm very aware that it doesn't seem to reach the library most of the time. Very, very great news all the time, but you just wish more of it would get to the library. But it is good news, and I wanted to look at these 12 countries that are appearing in this way of measuring economic development, and look at them also in the measurement of their patent success. So I took this same set of countries and I went to the World Intellectual Property Office. They have a lot of great information publicly available on their website about the development of patents. And I took these same countries and I looked at how the number of patent applications they have in comparison with the number of patents granted. And this is a way of also looking at a rate of failure. So you can see it takes a lot of applications to have the grants come through. When you think of this process, it can be very expensive and time-consuming when researchers are developing patents. So we really want to mitigate that level of failure. But you can be pretty proud of Ireland there in the middle at 53% of the applications are being granted. That's pretty good. Because I look at this for many, many countries, and being above 50% is good success. But we can probably improve that with some different ways that we do things, and that's what I want to leave you with. Just an idea about maybe how the library can be helpful in making the patent granting more successful. This is also from WIPO. It shows the technology areas that Ireland is doing most of the patenting in. It's maybe a little small there for you to read, but that colorful chart shows that medical technology, computer technology, IT methods for management, digital communications, those are very important areas for patenting here in Ireland, and they also are places that IEEE content is relevant. As you know, there's a tax incentive for corporations to invest here in Ireland, so it seems like the perfect storm for success to me. Easier said than done, I suppose. So how can libraries impact intellectual property commercialization at universities? It really does happen. You are probably aware that some universities are monetizing their research through the development of patents. There's an organization that's based in the US that's all about technology transfer. It's called Autumn, and this information is from them. It's maybe a little bit small to read, but 879 new products from university discoveries were available in 2015. So many universities are actually turning their research into money through patents. More than 80,000 US patents were issued to research institutions in the past 20 years. The licensing of technology products generated more than $28 billion in net products in 2015. So you're now asking yourself, so what does this have to do with me? Well, the development of patents through research is really dependent on your collections. I know that many times researchers think it just comes out of a hose and it's free, but it's not. And getting to the right information in the development of a patent is very important. One of the biggest reasons that patent applications fail is because they weren't based on the right information. They couldn't prove their point. So if your collection is really fundamental to that success. We have been working on developing these relationships and helping libraries raise the profile of themselves as key to the development of technology with respect to patents. This was a paper that was delivered at the American Society of Engineering Educators last year by our Client Services Managers team. You have a representative from that team. His name is Paul Henriquez, and he happens to be a former patent researcher. He's a librarian, but he's actually your resource here in Ireland. They have been working with universities to position their university as an innovation hub and have lots of ideas how to do this. So if you are interested in talking about the possibility at your library, I encourage you to get in touch with Paul or myself or Richard, who's here with us today, to have some conversations and see how other libraries are doing this. Because you actually have a lot of the resources at your hands. It's just a new way of thinking about it and working probably with a technology transfer team that may already be at your institution. We also have a tool that we are using in the facilitation of putting these resources together. It's called InnovationQ Plus. There are many patent search tools out there. The reason this is a little different is because it uses semantic search, which is really cool and really easy to use. It also is very visual, but it maps it up against the IEEE full text collection and a lot of other non-patent literature, as well as patent literature. So it's an easy-to-use tool. It's got a lot of options for acquiring it. You can have it for your whole IP range, or you can have it for just a couple of users at a very small price. So we try to make it very flexible. I'm not going to talk much about InnovationQ Plus except to say that is one of the tools that you can use to position your library as an innovation hub, but many of you already have the primary tool, which is the IEEE collection, and those other collections I showed on that chart from other scholarly publishers. You know, if you have the others, it's also very valuable. So this is a little bit more about InnovationQ Plus, and we can talk to you separately about it. We really don't have time to go into a lot of detail, and many of you aren't really thinking of yourselves as patent researchers at this point, but you might want to have a look at how it works so that you can see how your existing collection can be used in the patent development process or in just the research support of your current researchers at your institution. The other cool thing about this tool is it allows you to show the research you're doing and expose it to anyone else using the tool. You can put your licensable technology up there and expose it so you can look for partners, corporate partners who may be interested in the projects that are going on at your library, and then they might want to commercialize them. So it's a really great exposure for the research you're doing. That's, I think, all I have time for, but we can talk. Richard and I are here today, and also I mentioned Paul Henriquez is really a great resource for these sorts of ideas. His team has also been doing a lot of work with libraries around the world, in the US especially, that have been being successful in creating this bridge between the patent development and the existing library. So thank you very much.